Duval fam, B.E.A. fam, the Jaguars fall to the Kansas City Chiefs 17-9 in a Week 2 loss at TIAA Bank Field, our first loss of the season for the Jaguars. Extremely underwhelming performance, extremely underwhelming game, I might say, from both sides, both teams. Our defense was electric, I will tell you that much. Jacksonville's defense was very good. And that's not to say that Kansas City's offense didn't look sloppy, but our defense showed out when we needed them most against the most or one of the most high-powered offenses in the league against one of the best or the best quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense stepped up big time with pressures, with quarterback hurries. We only got to him once. We only sacked him one time, Clavon with the sack. But the pressures don't go unnoticed, right? We had a beautiful pick from Cisco that was double-teamed coverage where Mahomes tried to force the ball downfield. We picked that off. Rayshawn Jenkins, give that man his flowers. The way that he covered 87 all game. 87 was a problem for us last year. The one man that I didn't want us to get beaten by this year from the Chiefs was 87. Yes, he scored a touchdown, but the man had 4 catches all game. Mr. Irrelevant all game. Of course, yes, he did have a touchdown. But Rayshawn like glue against 87. I was so satisfied with that defense against Kelsey, especially going back to my older video from a few days ago when I mentioned the connection and the chemistry that Kelsey and Mahomes have. You saw it right there with the only score that the Chiefs had to Kelsey, right? Mahomes was running, forcing the defense to apply pressure to him. That opens up the field. That opens up Kelsey. Kelsey in the end zone. What do you know, right? The reason why I'm so upset about this game is that we didn't lose to the Chiefs. I feel like we lost to us, truly. I feel like we didn't do what we had to do clearly on the offensive side of the ball. We didn't score a touchdown. So, I mean, you're not going to win many games, if any, if you don't score touchdowns in this league, especially when it's up against Super Bowl reigning champions, right? You're not just going to go in there, score 9 points, and come up with the victory. With all that being said, we played a controllable game, right? Now, I feel like this whole game, it was in our hands. We had the chance, so many different chances. Our defense gave us the opportunities with turnovers, certain stops that we had that were in clutch moments. Our offense just couldn't get the ball rolling. You know, that's really all I got on the offensive side of the ball. Kirk, big game, just like I had predicted. That was a great prediction there. 11 catches, 110 yards. ETN, we couldn't get rolling on the ground. Our total yards, I think we had, it was like 75 rushing yards on the game. But it didn't look good. It didn't look good. A lot of people questioning our coordinator. You know, a lot of people questioning the play calling. Now, they might have to check into that if it's Press Taylor's issues or if Doug will be taking the reign in the future, or if they can just communicate on a better, much more successful, scheme for the offense. Because it wasn't it. That wasn't it. Whatever we did yesterday's game wasn't it on the offensive side of the ball. We had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to run away with that game. Truly. Like, we could have blown out the Colts. Wow. We could have blown out the Chiefs yesterday. I really believe that. But the Jaguars beat themselves. They beat themselves from the mistakes that they've made and from the offense that they couldn't get production from. Trevor had a few overthrows. He had 2 throws in the end zone. Or one was close to the end zone, one was in the end zone. Or no, I'm sorry, they were both in the end zone. One was to Zay Jones, one was to Ridley. And both of these throws were touchdowns. But inches. And I'm not saying a 12-inch ruler here. I'm talking 1 to 2 inches max of a difference of if their cleats were in bounds or not, if their toes were in bounds or not. And that's the whole name of the game, right? You're going to beat these reigning Super Bowl championship caliber teams when you eliminate or limit mistakes. right? When you can capitalize on turnovers, when you can capitalize when you have the ball. And we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that in this game. And quite frankly, we didn't deserve to win this game. You know, we really didn't. I wouldn't have been elated if we won this game because I know we could have played a million times better. The Jaguars know they could have played a million times better. I'll even argue that the Chiefs think that they could have played a million times better. It was a sloppy game, honestly, all around. It wasn't that entertaining, very underwhelming. You know, I'll say it again. But there was one play that I really want to touch on. It was right before the 2-minute warning going into halftime, right? It was right before the 2-minute warning. We had them stuck around midfield. It was 3rd and 14. And we let them throw a pass to the side. I believe it was to Watson, their receiver Watson. He got about 12 yards. There was a missed tackle there that if we had that tackle, I think may have changed the game completely, but it certainly would have changed them from scoring a touchdown on that drive because they went for it on 4th and 2 after the 2-minute warning, and then they scored. You know, they scored a touchdown. So that play stuck out to me a lot because it was 3rd and 14, and we can't give an offense 10 yards or more on third down, right? We have them stuck back 14 yards. We can't give them 12 yards. We can't, because somebody like Mahomes is going for it 9 times out of 10 on 4th down when it's 4th and 2, and they're going to get it. And look what happened, right? All things that we'll learn, learning lessons, growing pains, if you will. We're still on the right path. You know, we're still on the right trajectory is what I would like to believe. And I'm excited for week 3. We play the Texans. The Jaguars host the Texans in Jacksonville. And your boy will be there. I'm very excited for this game. Last year I went to the game. They played the Texans. I think it was week 4 or week 3, actually. One of those weeks. And we lost 13-6. The Jaguars did not score a touchdown that week. And that was the only week of the season last year that we didn't score a touchdown. So let's make this game against the Chiefs yesterday the only game, please, this year that the Jaguars do not see the end zone. All right? I speak for myself, all of the fans, the locker room, I'm sure all the players clearly want points on the board. So let's do it. I'm excited for week 3. I really hope that we turn this around and we give the Texans a butt kicking, to say it nicely, to put it nicely. All right. More videos to come this week. The Jaguars are 1-1. We couldn't get it done against KC, but maybe in the postseason we will. They didn't surprise me. They didn't scare me. They didn't shock me by any means. It was an extremely winnable game. The Jaguars should have won that game. Coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Don't put wins up in the win column. So we have to do better than that in the future. To all of you, I wish you the very best. Best of luck in fantasy, in your survivor leagues, in your keeper leagues, anything you may have going. Best of luck, and I will see you all soon in the next video. Through and through, no matter what. Duval! Till next time.